So there was a very clear point in my life when I started to develop my intuition. And I remember it was when I was in my mid-20s and I had a breakup with a boyfriend I'd been with for 5 years. And I just remember thinking to myself, how am I getting this wrong? How am I getting this decision-making process wrong? And I could hear that my head was saying, we can make it work, we can make it work. And I could hear that my heart was saying, oh, please, no, we love him so much, don't leave, don't leave. And my gut was saying something entirely different. I got to a point where, we were living together, but the thought of buying a house was a big no to my gut. The thought of having children was a big no. The thought of getting married was a big no. And it was just, I couldn't get past that voice inside of me. And I ended up listening to that bit of me, even though I piled all this love and energy and effort and sense of vision into what this relationship could be. And that part of me, which for me in that case was the more of the wild woman self, that kind of knowing, because I think the quality of intuition can come through in different ways. Was just saying no. And what I realized was, okay, well, what if I start listening to that voice first instead of the others and then trying to catch up with it? It doesn't make much sense. I might as well go to the head honcho, basically. I have heard of stories. I know someone who got married and they knew that it was wrong, and literally the next day after getting married, they called it off. But they just didn't want to listen to that voice that was telling them no, because it was all planned, the family was coming, the dress was there, etc. So they ignored that voice, but eventually it caught up with them. So I guess I would say to you, yes, it can make you, when you start to listen, it can really start to make us create some big shifts and adjustments in our lives in some circumstances. So perhaps, my question for you is there an area where you're fearful of listening to your intuition because you kind of already know what it's going to say? And if you listen to it, then it means that you're going to need to make some changes and you don't want to do it. So or maybe it's in the past, maybe that's already happened to you and, you had to make that call. But yeah, that's why I started training my intuition. It was very much in my mid-20s. I made a really conscious choice. So yeah, there we go.